This is the 411 with your host, Matt Mike.
And what's good, Sport Junkie fans? Matt and Mikey here on the 411. The Pro Bowl happened last Sunday. We haven't discussed it yet. We haven't harped on it, but I wanted to touch base a little bit about it. My thoughts on it. I think the game is becoming more of a show, more of a spectacle than anything else. A few years ago, when it actually meant something, when the players wanted to show up, when it was after the Super Bowl, when you had the players from both sides, both conferences playing each other, and the loser of the Super Bowl, the conference of the loser of the Super Bowl, wanted to win that game for bragging rights. Yeah, our conference lost the Super Bowl. We had to go out in the Pro Bowl and we had to dominate. We had to hit some people. We have to go out and show up. Now it's just a spectacle. It's an event. It doesn't really have any particular meaning to it anymore. Obviously, they got rid of the NFC versus the AFC, and they came in with a fantasy football aspect of it, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, in my opinion, I am not a huge fan of it. I like the AFC versus the NFC. I think the jerseys are atrocious. I mean, they look like clowns out there with the fluorescent lime green, the fluorescent orange. I mean, it's a clown show. It's a circus out there. Last year's Pro Bowl was just an abomination. It was a disgrace. It was just pathetic. This year, I could say somewhat of the same thing, but at the end of the day, they started to play at the end of the game. They really did. They started turning it up. They started, playing some defense. Obviously, tackling's not existed in the Pro Bowl, which is a shame. I mean, we as fans, you want some hard hits. You want them to actually play hard. Especially, it was clear as day in the first drive of the Pro Bowl this year. The fans started booing to the players because no one was tackling. It was wrap up, and that was it. You wrapped them up, and the ref, blew the whistle. The signal the play was dead, and that's a shame because as fans, if you're paying a ticket to go to the Pro Bowl and watch the best athletes in the world, slug it out, you want them to play hard. It's a waste of money if you don't. You can just chill at home and watch it on TV if they're going to do that. So that was that's the part of the game that I'm not too thrilled about. That part of the Pro Bowl that I'm not too thrilled about. Obviously, I touched on the uniforms. But I do have to give respect to how hard they started playing towards the end of the game. J.J. Watt showed up. I mean, he's a difference maker. I mean, if he doesn't win the MVP this year, I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers, you have Tom Brady, and you have J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt has a huge case to why he should win the MVP. Not only what he means on the defensive side of the ball, he scored 3 touchdowns on the offensive side of the ball, and what he means to the Texans, what he means to the city of Houston, goes without saying. I mean, he is just a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he's a playmaker, and he's just one of those guys that you can't help but root for. You can't help to love because, I mean, he works 25 hours a day. He works 8 days a week. He works 13 months out of a year. He works 366 days of that year. He's one of those guys that continues to perfect his craft in the weight room, on the practice field. I mean, his work ethic is at an all-time high, and the benefits are paying off, no doubt about it. So, have to give props to J.J. Watt. The defense started showing up at the second half, and that's what I started to like about it. You actually had a close scoring game, so I have to give props to the Pro Bowl this year for at least, being better than last year's. Last year's was a disgrace, so I'm thankful for the Pro Bowl and the NFL turning it up a notch this year. So I have to give props for that. I'm Matt Mike in the 411. See you tomorrow.